What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. Hope everybody's doing okay today. In this presentation here, guys, I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk to you guys about something real good. Hope everybody's having an okay hope everybody's having an okay Thursday. I'm having an okay Thursday. Um I want to talk to you guys about something that's real. Um I was just thinking to myself, what if the standard for brothers was a man like Louis Farrakhan? And you guys, I'm sure you guys know who the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is. What if a guy like Louis Farrakhan was the standard for what a black man should be? The culture would be totally different. But you know what? You know the sad part about it is a brother like Louis Farrakhan will never be the standard of what a black man should be. A drug dealer, a murderer, a gangbanger, that's going to forever be the standard of what a black man should be. And I think it's so sad. Um, you know, this is why I say rap music is one of the worst things that could have ever happened to the culture, guys, because as a brother, if you don't embody the hood, if you're not from the hood, if you don't embody the streets, you're not even seen as a real brother. I love the way the Honorable Louis Farrakhan dressed. Nice lace-up Cole Haan Oxfords, a nice tuxedo, nice velvet bow tie. That's how a real gentleman should dress. You know, I love watching the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. My dad was big on Louis Farrakhan. My dad was a history major, and my dad used to be big into the Islamic faith. But a brother like Louis Farrakhan, sisters would look at a brother like that as corny. And I was just thinking to myself, man, if a brother like the Honorable Louis Farrakhan was the standard for black men, the whole culture would change. And women would have to woman up and they would have to follow suit as well. But you know the sad part about it? A brother like Louis Farrakhan would never be the standard for what a black man should be. Wearing a nice tuxedo, got a nice velvet bow tie on, got some nice Salvatore Ferragamo Oxfords on. A brother like Louis Farrakhan would never be the standard. See, rap music, that's why I say if I was a parent, I would not allow my kids to listen to rap music, and I would send my kids to private school because I don't want my kids to be around all that gangster, head buster nonsense. We got too much of that. That's why our culture is the way that it is. Why do you think the culture is the way it is? That rap music, it doesn't promote nothing positive. I see more than ever now why my stepdad used to take my rap CDs when I was a teenager. I used to think he was trying to be a dickhead for taking my rap CDs. I see why he didn't want me listening to that garbage. Because look at what it's done to the culture. Look at what hip hop and rap has done to the culture. If you're never if a sister, let's say this, guys, if a sister desired a man like Louis Farrakhan, if a sister desire a brother like Louis Farrakhan, the culture would have to change. It would have to change. Brothers would change. But like I always say, guys, it goes back to how you've been raised. See, when you've been in the trenches your whole life, when you've been in the hood your whole life, you don't know nothing different. Head busting is all you know. It's a religion. You know, so that's all you know when you've been in the streets your whole life. But I was just thinking to myself, if a brother like Louis Farrakhan was the standard for what a black man should be, the whole culture would change. A brother like Louis Farrakhan, that's the standard for what a black man should be. Got a nice suit on, shirt and tie, you know. Got a nice suit on from a Menagildo Zinga. That's the standard for what a black man should live up to right there. Not tatted up, smoking ganja with dreadlocks in your head. That need to stop. I used to have dudes telling me that I need to adapt to the culture. I believed that I was meant to be a white man. Even though I'm black, in my mind, I believe I was meant to be a white man. I believe I was born to the wrong ethnicity. So that's part of the reason why I never could really adapt to the gangster, the blucka 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 blah. I could never really adapt to the culture because in my mind, I believe I was supposed to be a man like Ryan Reynolds. I don't even believe I was meant to be a black man. That's how real it is. I don't even believe I was meant to be black. I believe it's a mistake that I'm a brother. You know, um, you know, I was just thinking to myself, just imagine if a black man like Louis Farrakhan was the standard for what a black man should be. Do you realize that the culture would be so different? I mean, I just think to myself, like, what if sisters desired a brother like Louis Farrakhan? But that'll never. I don't think that'll ever happen. But I'm just saying, what if? We all know that'll never happen. The standard for a brother will never be Louis Farrakhan. It's gonna always be tatted up, grill in your mouth, gangster head busting, wig splitting. It's gonna always be that way, you know. And I've had dudes mad at me telling me that I should have conformed to the culture. I don't gotta conform to nothing. You can't make you. It's funny how I've had other brothers trying to tell me how I need to dress and how I need to conduct myself. You can't tell another grown man what he need to do. I used to have to tell certain dudes that, how you gonna tell another grown man what he need to do? He gonna do what he wanna do. You can't tell another grown man what he need to do. You can't tell another brother that he needs to dress a certain way or behave a certain way. You gonna be the way you gonna be. And that's just the way it is. You know? That's why I know a lot of brothers and sisters don't like Tommy Sotomayor. I always been a fan of Tommy Sotomayor. Tommy Sotomayor is a god to me. He's the type of person that I always wanted to pattern myself after. Tommy Sotomayor, because he always told the truth. And when you honest and when you tell the truth about stuff, you're going to have a lot of enemies. But I don't care. I'm going to keep being real. Because that's how my father was. Always honest. And when you honest and when you real, people want to say you negative. But when you have a culture that glorifies negativity, you know, when you got rap music that talk about killing all the time and drug dealing and gang banging, when you got a culture that glorifies negativity, it don't get no more negative than that. That's why I never, you know, when I would have other content creators who was trying to attack me in my younger days, when I was bashing myself, why not attack the thugs? Them the people that's really negative. That's why I never listened to other content creators when they were attacking me in my younger days, telling me I need to change. I'm not changing nothing. And I'm 35 now. In 35 years, I have not changed my tune. I'm just older now. So I didn't listen to what them other contents was telling me. Oh, you need to change your mindset. You need to change your attitude. I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year. I have not changed a beat. I have not changed the beat. I have not changed my tune. And I will not change my tune. Because you ain't got to change. Another man can't tell you that you need to change. You do what you want to do. It's a free country. If people feel that you're negative, that's just their opinion. But there's nothing more negative than rap music talking about killing and gang banging and drug dealing. But that's what the urban culture loves. That's what the urban culture respects. I don't listen to a lot of rap no more because I know it's negative. It's negative. And when people say that you a negative person, always remember, it's not the fact you're negative, you're just too real for them and they too fake. That's why I don't listen to what people got to tell me. I had other content creators back when I was in my early 20s attacking me. In 35 years, I never changed my mind. I never changed my attitude. So all the youngsters out there who have people telling them, oh, you need to change your mindset. Don't change your mindset. Keep the same mindset. Screw what people telling you. You be your own man. You be your own person and you live your life and do what's best for you. Because in 35 years, I never listened to nobody. I never listened to them other content creators who was attacking me. Because people don't like the truth and they don't like what's real. But just think about what I'm saying, guys. What if a dude like Louis Farrakhan was the standard for what a brother should be? And if you don't know, and for the young people who don't know who Louis Farrakhan is, Do your research. Watch some of his speeches. I was just thinking to myself, if a brother like Louis Farrakhan was the standard for what a black man should be, man, the whole culture would have to change. The whole culture would have to change. But see, the culture's never gonna change. It ain't gonna never change. But I'm just thinking, hypothetically speaking, if the standard for a black man was somebody like Louis Farrakhan. But we all know the standard for a black man will never be somebody like Louis Farrakhan. And you know what's so sad? And this is what's always irritated me about sisters. And this is what sisters need to realize. Don't complain about brothers when you like toxicity. You don't, because sisters, they'll say they want a brother like Barack Obama, but yet they'll go date some drug dealer, some thug type of dude. Don't say you want an intelligent brother, but yet you screw thugs. That's the one thing that always tripped me out about sisters. And one thing that I always found disgusting is when you have educated sisters who want a hood dude. You got sisters that's attorneys, that got good professions. They want thugs. But then you want to say all brothers are no good and want to get a white man. Sisters need to raise the bar for brothers. They need to raise the bar for brothers. Because if the standard for a brother was somebody like Louis Farrakhan, the culture would have to change. It would have to change, because back in the old days, back in those segregation times, brothers were very conservative. They wore suits, they wore shirts and ties, they wore loafers, they wore Oxfords, all that stuff. But see, that's why I say that rap music, it messed up the culture. This is why, if I was a parent, I'd do everything in my power to keep my kids away from urban culture. Everything in my power. And I cuss my wife out if she's not in line with me. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. Let me know what you think. What do you think? What do you think about the standard of a brother being someone like Louis Farrakhan? How do you think that would impact the culture? Leave your comments. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a good day. Happy Thursday. Peace out.